Okay, how do you open your third eye? Should you go buy one of those crystals and put it right here and wait for something magical to happen? Should you maybe go into the woods and just get blasted on LSD, or have a bags and pounds of mushrooms? Is that gonna open your third eye? What about humming? Right? I mean, they say, that's the third eye. It opens the third eye, right? Humming, maybe you go and hum. How about meditation? Why don't you go meditate? I mean, meditation gets you in this higher state and everything, right? Okay, so let's get beyond the sarcasm here. These are all extremely helpful things. Very, very helpful. Very helpful things and things. I mean, I'm gonna actually go to the walking street here in Pai today and look for a crystal to buy and put on my third eye, okay? So, and I do hum and I do meditate. So I do all these things that I just mentioned. However, these are only useful if and only if your five chakras actually, are open. Otherwise, you're gonna be wasting a lot of time. Okay, you might get a little, insights and stuff like that, and get a little opening there, get a little, but you're wasting time. Okay, if you're eating like garbage and you have a lot of traumas and your heart's closed off, and here you are humming and meditating, forget about it, baby. Forget about it, baby. Forget about it. It may be like taking an Advil for your headache. It may relieve it a little bit, but that's only treating symptoms. So you may sit down and meditate and feel good for a little while, do a little humming for a little while, get a crystal, put it in there, feel good for a little while. It's just like taking an Advil. It's just suppressing symptoms. Okay? If you're not dealing with the lower chakras, the animal chakras, and the heart chakra, that energy is gonna get stuck. It's not gonna move up. Just saying it right now. You may take go and do 5 grams of mushrooms and have a transcendent experience and have your third eye like boom, wide open. It's gonna close back in again in about a week or so. Okay, you're gonna go back to normal. And so these things are all treating symptoms, showing you the potential, showing you the possibility, but without opening the first 3, without taking care of the lower chakras, the animal chakras, and then moving up in the heart, and also freeing up the blockages in the heart chakra, going up to the throat. It's not, I mean, the way the energy moves, the way the kundalini moves, it moves from your spine. Okay, that's the root chakra, and it goes up. That's the serpent, and then the serpent meets meets that's the Shakti, goes upwards, meets Shiva. Okay, Shiva enters through the crown. Shakti rises up from the base of the spine, just like heat. Watch how heat rises up. Okay, as above, so below, as within, so without. The microcosm and the macrocosm are just a reflection of one another. So the heat rises up, meets the Shiva. Shiva enters through the crown, and boom, you have alignment, perfect alignment with the way, perfect alignment with the Tao. Okay, so to open your third eye, stop looking for the magical crystal. Stop looking for the magical meditation. Okay, stop looking for the even humming is, it's fantastic. I always rant about humming. It's my favorite way of meditation. However, let's focus more on dealing with the root problem of why the energy isn't rising there, and that's all the blockages that are in the lower chakras. Okay, let's start with the root here. Root, you're blocked in your root chakra if you have basic survival fears. If you're always worried about money, how do you expect to have your third eye open when you're constantly thinking about your next paycheck, when you're constantly living in scarcity and fear? Or, really, do you think somebody in Syria right now is going to open their third eye when they're constantly scared if they're gonna get bombed? Root chakra, security, basic survival needs, take care of them, minimize your expenses so that you don't need as much money. That's probably step number 1, really. Is just minimize your expenses, live somewhere secure, somewhere safe. Plenty of places in the world that are safe. And yeah, just trust in the universe, trust you're always provided for. Live in abundance. So moving upwards, the sex chakra, that's where a lot of us are also traumatized. For whatever reason, we might have gotten abused. You'll be surprised of how many people got abused sexually when they were children. By an uncle or somebody in the street. Like, I grew up in the Middle East. and you wouldn't believe the amount of abuse that happens to children there from other children. Okay, like in where I lived, where I grew up. I mean, thank God I was chubby and ugly. Otherwise, I might have gotten abused because the boys sort of the older boys might come up to you and abuse you. Okay, so you'll be surprised in the world how many people get abused sexually as children. But even then, you might have gotten abused. You might have gotten in a relationship and gotten abused that way. And so again, abuse doesn't have to be rape or anything like that. It could just be like mistreated. So sex became associated with something unpleasant, and then you closed off there, and then you closed off. That's where your emotions are. That's where your pleasure is. That's where you experience pleasure and emotion and creativity. So that might have blocked your creativity. Another way in which you would have been repressed in that area where that's not sorted out is, say you wanted to become an artist, but your parents forced you to become a doctor or an engineer, and now you have no creative outlet. Although you're very creative, but it's not being expressed, so it's being suppressed also. So that's creativity. The sex center is the creativity center. So I can't tell you how many people out there are supposed to be artists and musicians and maybe speakers like I am. That's my art. Words are my art, but they're doing something that is completely the opposite, and so their sex chakra is closed off. So many ways in which that gets closed off. Moving to the solar plexus. Hello food. Humans' favorite ways of suppressing the energy through their solar plexus, because that's where all your digestive organs are, right? And so that also suppresses your sexuality also, because when you overeat and you're constipated, all the muscles around your reproductive organs, they're all tensed up, right? So anyway, that affects both your solar plexus and your sex chakra as well. And our favorite way as humans is food. We suppress our emotions, we suppress ourselves with food. And I got a video coming up why we eat, so we'll talk more about that in detail. But most human beings, again, are blocked off in that way, in the solar plexus, because for one is the food, okay? Two, that's also where your place in the world, your confidence. So again, you might have been abused by dad, by mom, by uncles, by your teachers, saying you're not good enough, you're this and that, and now you feel like you got nothing to contribute to the world. No sense of confidence, okay? That's, in many ways, your ego is in your solar plexus. That's your power. That's the power chakra, okay? So if you feel like you're spineless, or you got nothing to offer, you got no strength, then you're blocked in there. So that's one way of having a blockage in there. The other way is the food, and the third way is emotional traumas. They like to be stored. So things like, even if your heart's closed off or you've been hurt emotionally, a lot of this tension, a lot of these traumas, they go down to your belly. So that causes shallow breathing patterns also. Okay, so some of that blockages from the heart chakra, it's all one chakra, everything's connected. Okay, so everything's connected. I know we dissect them and divide them just for convenience's sake, but it's all one chakra at the end of the day. It's one thing. And so they all, you suppress yourself, you overeat, you eat the wrong foods. That's affecting your sex chakra as well and your root. So again, it's all one chakra. So a lot of your emotional traumas, a lot of your heartbreaks in life, they go also to your solar plexus. They suppress that energy center. Your breathing is shallow, and so again, if your breathing is shallow, you're deprived of energy essentially. So okay, you don't take care of those, you got no chance, virtually a little bit of chance, always a chance, but you have very little to no chance to open up your third eye, because you will open it up momentarily. You will get a crystal and put it in there and feel good. You'll hum, you'll take psychedelics, you'll do this chant, this mantra, and you'll suppress the symptoms for a little while, but then they'll come back up again. So I say your chances of opening up your third eye if those three chakras are not properly aligned, properly balanced, properly detoxed, cleaned, they're small. And when I say open your third eye, I'm talking about it's sort of a long-lasting, lifelong opening thing, okay? Where, you know, you're sort of, this is your place of wisdom. And, you know, your psychic powers begin to activate, your ability to see into the future, your ability to, you know, heal, etc., etc. This is the place right here. Psychic powers, okay? So now, you've got to take care of those three things. So your food, your traumas have to be released via there's many methods, right? Your traumas, emotional traumas, you know, anger, you know, sadness, etc. Now let's move to the heart, because the heart is the bridge between the higher three chakras, throat, third eye, and crown. Yeah, also that needs to be cleared up if the energy is going to move to the third. Okay, so if you've got a lot of heartbreaks, a lot of wounds, maybe you've been abandoned when you were a child, there's a lot of tears in there, okay? Lots of tears. It may take many sessions of crying, of emptying that heart before, let me get out of the way here. It may take many sessions, many times to clear that one out. Many tears. And I'll tell you, like, I had an experience lately where I felt so compassionate for the world, and I was feeling so much blockage in my heart, because it's like my heart was taking in all this energy, but it wasn't being expressed, and I was beginning to lose my wisdom in here. That's the place of wisdom here. And I was beginning to lose, I was no longer feeling the energy here. Okay, so I was crying yesterday for like the whole day, feeling compassion for the world, feeling compassion, feeling the suffering. And as after I emptied for like the whole day, I was crying, right? Sort of crying, going for a walk, coming back home and crying. Then suddenly I feel this energy go boom upwards, okay, and through my throat and up to the third eye. And today I am on my 5th video in a row. Okay, I think they're gonna end up being at least 7 or 8 today. But I'm on my 4th video right now. Throat is wide open. Okay. Right here today, I'm feeling so much activity going on in here. I'm giving like that my hands are going automatically to my third eye. Like today, just massaging it and just feeling it. I'm feeling so much activity here today, and here clearly. Okay. Because I had cleared up the heart chakra. I was feeling it. My breathing was shallower, and it was like, man, there's a lot of things in here. Oh, there's a lot of tears. You know, I've got to just dedicate a whole day just to sort of let go. I'm picking up on the suffering of the people and this and that, and it's like, I gotta release it. So I released it, and boom, the energy flew upwards. So you're not going to get any sort of worthwhile opening here. Worthwhile is like, you know, it opens and it's there and it's opened. And then the crown, that's, you know, the you know, that's the cosmic bliss, which you could do, just take psychedelics, it'll open it wide open. You'll even get a headache. You know, the reason why you get a headache from psychedelics, because you get so much energy in here coming through your crown. Last LSD trip, I was talking about how you could see it. I was talking about how I was feeling the cloud's energy come through my head, and I had a headache after. It's too much energy, you know. It's just, you got to work with the system, you know, bit by bit, gradually. But again, the energy move upwards. The energy comes from here to meet it. So it's about clarifying all the traumas and all the toxins on all the levels, on the physical level, on the mental level, on the heart level. And then allow the energy, the Shakti to rise up, the Kundalini to rise up. And then that's it. Shiva's just hanging out there, waiting. You know, once you raise it to the third eye, you'll begin to experience that cosmic union. And so to live in heaven is to have all 7 chakras open and balanced simultaneously. That's heaven. That's what the heaven that is talked about in all religions, in all ancient scriptures. That's the heaven. Okay, the 7 hells in Christianity and Islam. The 7 chakras in Hinduism and Buddhism. In Game of Thrones, the 7 old gods and the 7 new gods. That's number 7. That's your 7 energy centers, which is really all one whole center together. And so don't be, that's again, that's a byproduct, this obsession with opening the third eye and doing all these things to open it. That's a byproduct of the rational Western mind that wants to dissect everything and not look at nature holistically. So to open the third eye, first take care of the lower ones, take care of the ones in there. And if you, in my experience, if you balance and clarify the root, the sex, the solar, the heart, it'll just flow right up to through the throat, to the higher ones, the spiritual ones. It'll just flow through the throat, through the third eye, and into the crown also. I can sort of say, like, if you find yourself just laughing, like an idiot, you're probably getting, now you're talking, because now you're going up to the third and the crown. Some of that crown energy is going in, and you're feeling bliss. If you find yourself feeling bliss, just bliss for no reason, then you're in that state also. Which again, you could momentarily get there with psychedelics or with something, but again, it's treating symptoms, and you want to be in that state. You want to be living in heaven eternally, right? So clear up everything, clear up the whole body. Now there are exceptions, sure. There are exceptions. There are like people, channelers and stuff, who, they're like overweight and stuff, and there are exceptions. There are always exceptions. We play with probability. This is a probability-based reality, right? So we're always playing with probability, and so your probability of having that third eye, having those psychic powers activated, is little if the other centers aren't taken care of. But it is possible, and so there are people that exist whose, they maybe still have some traumas, and their food is anything but optimal, and they're overweight, but they have these psychic powers and channeling, etc., etc. They exist, so it's possible. But again, this is a probability-based reality. We're talking about probability, right? And so I just gave you the way to maximize the probability of opening up your third eye, of having the third eye open, the seat of the soul, the wisdom, and all that comes with it, all the powers and the cities that come with it. So thank you to all our lovely Patreons for their continued support to the channel. I love you guys, and I really, really appreciate everything you have been giving, all the continued support. If you'd like to join in, chip in a couple of bucks a month, or just do a one-time donation via PayPal, links are in the description. What else? Yeah, Instagram, Saeed Mubayed. Go look it up right now. Until next time, may the force be with you.